Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Fibre Friends podcast. I'm Louise from Oddflower Wool.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm Cheryl from My Needle Crafts. Well, how are you on this yucky, rainy, windy, gross October day?
The fall day. It's a perfect day for staying inside and knitting.
It is a perfect day for that.
That's what that is going to be. I'm good. How are you? Are you all recovered from Woolstock last weekend?
I think I've managed to get past it all.
Did you go home Saturday night and just like crash and have a nap?
I didn't have a nap, but I came home and just chilled.
Yeah.
I've got now that after a show, I don't even unpack the truck till the next day.
Probably a good idea, right?
I bring in the essentials and the rest can wait till the next day.
Okay. Can you see the chat?
I'm just getting there.
Okay. I was just looking and it's locked me out of the chat again. So I'm going to.
Oh no.
I know. What is up with that? It doesn't do it all.
Joanne.
So I'm gonna look it up here on my phone. I'm gonna try to turn the volume down. So yeah,
There we go.
Scrappy knitting is still underway.
Yes, it is. What's today? The 21st?
Yeah.
Yes, the 21st.
I know. October is zipping by here.
They're all zipping by.
I know, but there is still lots and lots and lots of time. If some knitters haven't started their Scrappy project, Cheryl, do you follow that?
I did a Scrappy project.
Which one did you start?
I did my socks. They're Scrappy. They were leftovers.
Okay. All right. You're lucky. Okay. So for anybody else who's been finishing up, projects and you're just getting to the Scrappy project, that's perfect because there's still a week and a bit left. Time for hats, anything, scarves, maybe not a sweater, but what am I looking for? YouTube. Yeah, there's still time. There's still always time to start something. And it is so fun. I am having so much fun knitting up these itty bitty little balls. It's the craziest thing how much I enjoy doing this.
And what are you making?
I'm doing a scarf.
Okay.
But somewhere along the way, I lost. I don't know. I'm obviously doing it on straight needles. I can't find the second needle for here, so I had to go find another one. So I am now knitting with
two odd needles,
but they're the same size. So,
Danielle, I'm the same as you. Too many new projects I want to cast on with new yarn.
Which means you don't want to use up all the old yarn, or you just want
I don't know.
But look, so this is a little longer than it was last time.
Yep, looking good.
Added in these two colors this week. I finished up the pink and the yellow. So I'm just plugging away on it. I am going to sit. Oh my goodness, you guys. Did you guys see my post? Christmas movie started last night. And it's not too late. There is one more tonight if anybody wants to. We can.
I'm like, let's just get through Halloween and.
I know. I do think it's a little too early. I don't really feel in the holiday spirit yet,
No.
And I enjoyed the Christmas movie. Now, honestly, I didn't get to watch all of it because guess what I was doing last night? I was babysitting.
Ooh.
So I know. And 8:00 when the movie started was exactly what, of course, when she needed to have a nap. So I had to, and she was napping down here in the living room. So I had to have the volume down really low. And then, I had to diaper change a bottle and everything. So anyways.
Did she have a sleepover or just an evening?
just an evening. She was here pretty late, so it was almost a sleepover, but not quite. But
Fun.
anyways,
Well, her mom and dad must have had a nice night out then.
well, not really because they're moving. So
Oh, okay. Well, the thought was good.
they had a productive night. That's you know.
There you go. Good morning, everybody.
So anyways, oh yeah, I got distracted. I started knitting. Oh, here we are. Let's see. Oh,
Marianne, I trust you made it home safe and sound.
yeah. Oh my God. Okay, we have to talk about Marianne's sweater.
Oh, I know. It was fabulous. Her
It
sparkly sweater.
it was pink. Like there was all kinds of, but it was pink, but there was like little orange and yellow. It was so
Yeah.
colorful, but not, yeah, it was pink, but little pops of color in there, like little speckles.
Yeah,
And
it was like a corally pink. It was gorgeous and
yeah,
it had sparkles all over it.
sequins all over it.
Yes, the little teeny tiny sequins. It was amazing.
It was gorgeous.
I want one almost. I don't want to knit it, but I want one.
I know. And I know it sounds like some people, I'm sure people are saying like it was pink with yellow and orange, pops of yellow and orange and sequins all over. They're like, ooh, right? But it was gorgeous. It was gorgeous. Marianne, what yarn was that? I don't even think, did we ask her what yarn it was?
I don't remember.
I know. I think we were just so in awe and wanting to touch her.
I know, right? It was soft. Human disco ball, she says. Yes, it was not a human disco ball. It was gorgeous.
It was gorgeous because not lots of times I look at sparkly yarn. Oh, here. Oh, shoot. Dropped my knitting. So my friend and I went to New York. Oh my goodness. I don't know how long, like 15 years ago or something. And we went to Knit City, I think. No, not Nitty City. Nitty City is in okay, I'm getting my things. Knit City is in Montreal. Nitty City is in New York. I think it was called Nitty City. Really fantastic yarn shop. And they had some sparkle or sequins yarn. And that was the first time we had ever seen yarn that had sequins, right into it. And I didn't love, I wasn't falling in love with it, but my friend loved it. And she did not buy it. And to this day, she still thinks about that yarn.
Well, that sequin yarn has been around for a very long time. And it's kind of one of those things that what's old is new again, or what goes around comes around. And it just, somebody will make something that's got influence and all of a sudden it's the big rage, right?
It is.
It was spectral fiber spiced held with King Cole Cosmos.
That's a mouthful. Okay. Did everybody get that? Need to go check that out. Okay, I need to find it here. Oh, hey, Carol. So we saw Carol on Saturday. And who else? We saw, I'm not going to be able to remember who all we saw.
We saw lots of people. We saw Anne. We saw
Diane. We saw Diane.
Anne. Yep, and Anne.
And
Marg and Trish. And
then of course, Adrienne, Dawn, Noelle, Marianne. Who else? Oh, I know. Carolyn. And oh my gosh, I know. Now I'm drawing a blank of everybody we saw. It was wonderful to see so many.
It was a fun day. It was very busy.
Yes. Ooh, Irene. That was another knitter friend we saw. Yeah, lots of fun.
And we did lots of shopping.
We did manage to do some shopping, didn't we?
We did a bit.
Yeah, do you want to show?
We can do show and tell already. I'm very excited.
I can see one right there.
There was a lady there who had, good morning, who had my son just come up and raspberried me. I'll try and hold it still. For some reason, my internet doesn't seem to be the best today. I don't know. Anyway, I got this beautiful rope basket. So it's got fabric covered in teals and blues and oranges and golds.
And what's
And my sweater. My sweater's already living in here.
do you have all your yarn in there, or just the one
No,
you're working?
only half of it.
Oh, okay.
And I haven't done anything more on it, I don't think. Hold on, is that the right? Oh, that's the wrong side. Like, why doesn't that look very exciting?
That looks very exciting. I love that.
That is very exciting. Hold on, I gotta find the tag in here. I have half of my sweater yarn in here. Because if I put both bags full of balls, it would be completely full.
Mm. But it holds, but then that's saying though that it holds a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So her business, she is basket case.
Ah.
I
Yes,
do have her business card, but it's not in the basket. Somewhere I do. I'll probably find it when we look in one of my other bags. But she uses reclaimed horse halters and reins and stuff. So this is all authentic.
Nice.
Yeah. And it smells.
I love it. I love those colors. She had a lot of baskets there, a lot of different shapes and sizes.
Yeah.
A lot of
So
different
that one's tall and skinny. But I liked it because it had the bigger single handle over the top. She had a lot that were like, basket shaped. So they were shorter and bigger around, and they had like 2 loop handles on them. But I didn't want something that's just going to sit on the floor in the living room and collect dog hair. So I wanted something I could actually carry if I wanted to take it somewhere. So yeah. Do you want me to keep going?
Sure.
So you and I, before we went and set up in Paris to set up for my boo, we made a little trip to Mary Maxim because I missed out last year. So I had to make up for what I didn't get last year.
Are you saying that you bought a lot? Is that what you're saying? This is 2 years worth of purchases?
Well, they had a lot of sock yarn in the clearance room.
They did.
So I did buy a really pretty ball of yarn, and I don't remember what the brand was. For Mom, it was a cotton nylon because she likes to knit cotton socks. So I got that for her, and it was really pretty, like aqua with some blues or something. I don't even remember now. Isn't that awful? It was like minty sort of aqua.
It was pretty because
And then
doing that in a pinky shade, and you went with the greeny blue.
Well, there was I think there was 4 or 5 different colors, but none of them were anything that she would like other than that. She tends to lean toward blues and whatnot. So I didn't know that she would love the pink. I thought the pink was really fun.
It did look fun. They both look cute. I mean, you couldn't go wrong with either one. Christmas sock yarn.
Yeah. Sparkly Christmas sock yarn. And Louise got the same yarn because we looked through all of it and we decided we liked the same color.
Yeah.
The best.
I really like it because of the shades of green.
Yeah, I think that's my favorite part about it too.
Yeah, it's yours is looking better, but how it has like that like that deeper green, like an olivey green or a bluey green.
Yeah, I like it. Well, and they had samples knit up, which also was really nice. And I was hoping they'd have some new colorways, but I think they were all the same as last year, weren't they?
They were, but I don't know as I saw this one last year, or maybe I just
Yeah.
so excited about the other ones.
This one's Candy Cane Sparkle. Did anybody else who got Mary Maxim yarn last year get Candy Cane Sparkle? Because
I wonder if Mark had this one last year.
maybe. In the parents' room, they had a whole bunch of the Lion brand Sakis on for like $6 a ball. So I got a few balls. I got Mom and I each one of this. Dark and Stormy, this one's called. It's like blues with some taupey kind of browns and cream and whatnot. And this one is called Mai Tai. Pinks and, whatever, oranges and blues and whatever, you can see. This one's called Aviation. Some weird names.
It's pretty.
Yeah, it's mostly like purples with a bit of blue and some orange and green in there and a little bit of pink. But these are all like purple tones here.
I like that.
Gilly, did you go out in the rain? And this one is called Bramble.
So is that one more pinkier than the one you just
Yeah,
showed?
this one's got some purples and green. And it looks like maybe a really dark, either navy or dark purple. I can't tell which is which. I'm holding it under my light over here so I can try and see. But
It's pretty too.
yeah, Bramble. Anyway, so that was my Mary Maxim. That was pre-show shopping.
Pre-show.
My basket was my last purchase of the day because I decided that I earned it. I worked hard.
You did work hard.
It had been a bit of a crazy 3 weeks. So then, let me see. Oh, see, I told you. Basket case. And she is located. It's Ruth. I don't know how you would say that. Hootby? Anyway, she's located in Lincoln, Ontario, which is down between Grimsby and St. Catharines area, over there past Hamilton, down in the southeastern part of the province. Okay. We had quite the long chat about sewing and how she makes these, like what machine she sews on, and it's very crazy because when my baby broke, where is she? Oh, she's hiding. This baby, that baby there, when she broke, I had to use my old machine, that old slow thing that I had, that little tiny domestic machine that I complained about so bad because it was so slow. And that's what she makes all those baskets on. I'm like, are you kidding? So, I'm viewing the old girl down there with fresh eyes. And now I'm thinking I want to try and make myself a basket. Well, I'll be honest. I bought rope and stuff like 2 years ago because I was going to try and make one. You know how that went, right?
It didn't happen.
It has not happened. So beside me was South Beach Yarn. And I bought these 2 little minis. And I don't know if you can see, but there is some sparkle in
I
there.
can see the sparkle.
You can?
Yep. Just
Good.
adding over just a little.
It is a lot darker than what it's picking up on the camera. Anyway, it's a very moody, like purples and blues. Kind of an aqua, more of an aqua than a blue. But it's beautiful. They were sitting there and there were 2 of them. And I'm like, what can I do with 2 little minis? Like they're how big? It's called Siren Song. They're 20 grams. So I'm thinking maybe some fingerless mitts.
Mm-hmm. For next,
that's what I'm thinking.
So you guys will be so happy to hear that I will willingly say that there is a use for fingerless mitts.
There is when you're at a yarn show.
That fingerless mitts would have come in there.
Good morning, Sam.
So I think that should be your goal, is to knit those fingerless mitts, and then you'll have to knit a sweater. Actually, was there green in there in that Siren Song? Would it match with your green cable sweater that you're making right now?
Oh gosh, no. This is like aqua.
Then we don't need to worry about matching. Just wearing them.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Anne asked, what brand is the yarn? Are you talking about the sock yarn I was showing? That's all Lion brand sockies. It's an 80/20 wool nylon. Yeah. These are superwash merino, 75%, 20 nylon, 5% stellina. And South Beach.
I know it was hard to sit there looking at her beautiful yarn all day and not buy it.
She has very beautiful yarn.
Yeah.
I know you remember the first Sophie scarf I knit, the cream colored one.
Yep.
That yarn came from her, and it was the baby alpaca cashmere silk. Beautiful, and she has it in some really nice colors. I think we were talking a little bit, and she's thinking of just going with like reducing her bases down to just the I'm gonna say this badly because my brain's not working well. Her better sellers, but the ones she sells the most of are her more higher end bases, like
that's what I was gonna, that's what I was gonna say, is that she has a lot of really nice bases that have got silk, they've got the cashmere, they've got
she has a really beautiful tweed one too that's really, really nice, and she said it's one of her best sellers as well. Anyway, she has beautiful yarn. You should go online, check her out. She has a website, South Beach Yarn. Anyway, I have more non-yarny purchase. So do you remember the name of the vendor with the traditional rug hooking that was behind me along the back wall? I never caught their name.
No, I don't remember.
I didn't get a card or anything.
Seeing anything.
Anyway, I bought these 2 really cute birds.
They are so cute.
Yeah, last year I bought a little pillow with a snowman. It's been sitting out year round on my entertainment unit. Look at these guys.
That just reminds me, I gotta go grab something else.
I
bought something from there too.
Yeah, you did, and I love it. So these, I asked, I'm like, are these supposed to be like for like a little a coaster? And he's like, yeah, I don't know that I would use them as a coaster. You might spill coffee, would stain them or something. Anyway, my intention for these, they're going to be a wall hanging. and I'm going to go find myself a nice little stick out in the backyard. And I'm going to do a stick across the top, and then I'm going to run 2 lengths of grosgrain ribbon down the bottom.
Oh, that'd be so cute.
Yeah, and tie them with a little bow or something at the top of on the stick, and then run it down the back, attach them, and just have the little tails hang out and hang them up on the wall.
That'll be really cute. And it's funny because I went over first thing in the morning, because when we were setting up, I had spied the Christmas tree that I bought when after they had finished setting up. I was like, oh, I want one of those. So I went over there, right? That was my first stop in the morning. And I looked through that basket and I saw those 2 little birds, and I thought, oh, Cheryl would love these. And they were still there, because you bought that at the end of the day, didn't you?
Yeah, well, later in the day, yeah, they were kind of hiding down underneath. There was one that had sheep on it, and then I pulled out the bird, and then I saw the second bird, and I'm like, yeah, I'm getting the birds.
It was meant to be. They were just sitting there waiting.
It was meant to be. Yeah. So then I have one other purchase, and it was the first one of the day that I was a little disappointed, because we got there and got my booth all set up in good time. I had, sorry, I'm hot, we had a good 15 minutes left. So I thought, we'll make a little quick run to the other building and go over and see Leo and Roxy, because Leo and Roxy always has some discontinued bins of yarn that they're getting rid of at the show. And I wanted to go and see what they had this year, because I missed it last year. And they're in the farthest building. And just as we were getting ready to go, they started letting people into the building to shop. So I couldn't leave.
Yeah.
I was not very happy. So anyway, I sent Louise on a shopping trip again this year, and we video chatted from Leo and Roxy's booth as Louise went through all the yarn and showed it to me to see which ones I wanted. So I kind of
totally have a career as a personal yarn shopper.
Well, yeah. So she found me these 2 gorgeous skeins, and yeah, like what you're seeing is pretty much what they are. They're these beautiful taupey brown. Anyways, and these 2 skeins are 154 grams or something, 156 grams each. I weighed them.
Nice. Yeah, there's a lot of yarn in there.
Yeah. What Jolene said, she thought there was about 600 yards in each one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those 2, and then this beauty to go with it.
I like, you make good choices.
So I knew that was coming.
So you're gonna make a sweater out of
I'm thinking this is going to be a sweater. And I'm also thinking that I might actually break down and do a sweater that is held with
like
I might actually hold this with some mohair or something.
Yeah. I think that would look gorgeous.
Then it'll go even further.
Somebody was wearing a sweater. Remember that sweater we saw? Was it another love note? And we were asking her about it. And she said was it her mohair that was the multicolored? Because the sweater,
yes,
it was kind of purpley and pink or maybe blue.
Yeah, it was kind of tonal and whatnot looking. Yeah. There was a bit of like really fine striping going on, like just very subtle. And she said that, yeah, it was the mohair that had the color and her base yarn was just all one color. So I'm thinking something along this line with the rust at the yoke, and maybe kind of going into like a color work in the yoke to, yeah, That's what I'm thinking.
I like it. This is terrible when I don't have the comments in front of me. I'm like, oh. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Sam, what are the names of your dish class? I showed Sam's dish class Thursday night, and somebody left a comment on YouTube. They said, is she using a pattern? Which I'm thinking that is like code for what is the name, so I can knit it too.
Oh,
So yeah, Sam, if you know the names of your pattern, just send it to me and I will answer that knitter. Hi, Cindy.
yep.
So, okay. So yeah, everybody's in here. Oh, I love it. Everybody's just chit-chatting. Oh, Anna asked, what brand is that yarn? Which
Yeah, way back.
Oh, that was way back. And did you answer
Yes,
that?
way back. I already answered
Okay.
it.
Okay, perfect.
When I was showing my Lion brand.
Okay. Hi, Bernadette. Okay.
Don't scroll back that far, Louise.
I know. Well,
You'll mess us up.
I was just knitting. I can't see. I can't read and chat at the same time. And then I am knitting and forgot that I should be reading what you guys are chatting about. Well, you had great purchases.
I did.
They were all good.
I could have spent more money, but you know, I refrained.
Well, I went there knowing that I was going to buy a few things. I didn't buy very much. When I was at Kitchener, well, I guess maybe I did buy a few things at Kitchener, but I knew this was going to be a bit of a shopping weekend for me last weekend. So
really, I thought every weekend was a shopping weekend for you.
Pretty much. But sometimes I try to be better than others. So I got 2 balls so back to Mary Maxim. You're going to make socks with yours, aren't you?
Yes.
And I was in the mood when we were at Mary Maxim. I was like, oh, I don't know if I need more Christmas socks. So I have Christmas socks. So I bought 2 balls because I thought I would do a 2 skeined boomerang Christmas shawl, to wear in this December. So this is going to be a new start. Hopefully soon. So I grabbed that, and then I got some of the same sock yarn that was on sale that you did. I
had a bunch of solid colors, and I'm kind of kicking my butt that I should have got some solids.
I know. I looked at them, but because I've been like kind of collecting different solid colors, but then I was just
collecting yarn. Anyway, go on. Sorry.
But I couldn't decide which colors I wanted. So it was 2, and we were right down to the wire because I think we were the last ones to cash out.
Oh yeah. So, they were trying to kick us out. I forgot.
So I bought the Louise and Cheryl, the sock ease, what was it? Dark and Stormy. So again, I grabbed 2 balls. I really like this. I really like it too. The taupe and navy and a blue. I really like that. So I thought I would do this again as a shawl. So I've grabbed 2 balls, and this one, because I saw you pick this one up too, and I thought, I like that. And I only got one because I thought it would make a nice pair of socks. And what color was it again? Mai Tai. So got that. And what else did that Mary Maxim? I bought that. I could not resist this, you guys.
Oh yeah, the felting kit. I forgot about it.
Gingerbread people. So, of course, it says in here, I like how they had a lot of different kits, and they have them rated here. And so this one, what does it say? Easy peasy. I'm good with easy peasy because I'm not super creative when it comes to needle felting. I like it to be just quick and done and fun, and it's like, this is something I can do. So, and it has, of course, it has everything in there. It has it has the cookie cutters in there. So on the back, it has all of the different felt and cookie cutters. So you don't have to try to form your own gingerbread people, or mine would be all wonky.
They're they're not cookie cutters, they're molds.
Well, you can use cookie cutters.
You can, absolutely.
Because they come as a shock to you. But I have a shoebox on a shelf that does have cookie cutters in there.
You're kidding, right? You have a box on a shelf.
And it does have different cookie cutters, different shapes to do this in. So I will probably forever call them cookie cutters, even though, yes, a mold sounds more, I don't know.
Like, you know what you're doing.
Like, yeah, not quite so homemade. Anyways, this is going to be fun. So this will probably be a December project. I think that was all I bought at Mary Maxim. So that was not too bad, because there was a lot of sale yarn there. Nice stuff. Sometimes their sale yarn is stuff that I'm not interested in, but they did have a good selection of sock yarn.
They did.
In there.
Yeah.
So then
didn't need more sock yarn, but you know.
I know. That's why I thought shawl knitting was sock yarn. Because I always have these grand plans of wanting to make more socks. So I thought instead of just buying one skein, I would buy two. That was my plan. And I think it was good. I'm happy with that. So, okay, my first purchase. So at the Red Cooking, this is what I saw
yes.
when they were setting it. They had these all set up, and there was they had different ones. There was one that was a little bit taller, but this is the one that caught my eye.
Yeah, I love them. Hold it up a little closer to the camera.
I love collecting Christmas trees. So as soon as I saw this, this is a done deal. I have to.
And what is the base? Is it like a piece of birch tree?
Yeah, it's a piece of birch.
Love it.
Yeah, and then whatever they've used here, they've got it wrapped with felt.
Yeah, it's probably just a dowel. I love it.
Yeah, I really, really like that. So, and then of course, while I was there, I looked around, and then I got a heart. So it's practically,
nice.
I think it's pretty much the same colors. So I'm not sure. I think it's just going to sit and be pretty. So I got that. And then I got some yarn. So again, I got some minis from South Beach, but I just got little 10-gram mini skeins. So South Beach again, and it was her sparkly minis. She had a pink. I don't know why pink sometimes gets my attention. But there was a pink one, and it was sitting right there on the table, right between our booths, and it was like calling my name. So when I went over to look, kind of towards the end of the day, I was debating. I'm like, do I want sparkle? But in the end, I did not get sparkle.
How many yards are in those ones?
They're 10 grams, 46 yards.
Oh, okay. Because
So
mine doesn't look really bigger, but I guess it is.
yeah, yours is definitely bigger.
Yeah, mine's 87 yards.
So I just grabbed these colors, and I wanted to do a stripy hat.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, so there's just like a sage green, a turquoise, a nice chestnutty brown, kind of a gray, a lighter blue, and a tangerine.
Yep. Cast it on.
Yeah, I like these. And they're nothing fancy. It's just superwash merino and nylon.
Yep. It'll make a great hat. That'll be fun.
I liked it a lot. So I got that. And then of course we saw Amber. Amber came and visited with us and spent some time with us.
She did. It was so good to see her.
I know, it was nice. I haven't seen her in a long time. So she dragged me out of the booth, and we went over to the farthest building the other way, the other one on the other side of your building, the barn where they had some animals.
Yep.
There were sheep and there was llamamas. I think there was bunnies, but I didn't actually see the bunnies. But I think there was some, because I think I saw that there was like a demonstration about rabbit care or something like that. So it's always fun having the animals there because it gives it a whole different feel. I think that's why Woodstock feels so different than Kitchener, is because it's more outdoorsy and there are animals there. So we walked around, and I had heard somebody say that there was a new local dyer to us. And but I couldn't really remember who they had said or whatever. And we were walking around this building, and I saw this yarn. And I was like, oh my goodness, I love these colors. And I thought, I just picked it up. I thought, I have no idea what I'm going to do with this, but I need this yarn. So, and then Amber said this one. So this one here, so it is mohair and it's called Tulip. And it is a lace weight. So, and it is mohair and silk. I was so excited about the color. I didn't even read the ball band. I think it was Monday night when I was showing this that I actually realized I had never read the ball band. I just bought it. And I'm looking, I'm like, oh, there's silk in here. I had just assumed that it would have been 100% mohair, but it was mohair.
No, usually most of the ones you get now are mohair with silk, spun with silk. Yeah. So just to give it strength.
Okay. So, then this one is Fuzzy Peach. And what was it? I think it was, Superwash Merino. So I think these two would look really nice together.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
I'm going to do a shawl with this.
They look like they were meant to be.
They do, don't they? I really, really like that. And so then ended up, this is the new dyer. This is Hoku, which apparently somebody said in the chat Monday night that it's some like short form for Hong Kong.
Oh, okay. Can you show it up a little closer?
I know it's hard to see. I actually, because it's gold sparkly. So I grabbed this.
Oh, okay. There you go.
And and her name is Elizabeth. So they're actually in St. Thomas, which is really fun. So like they're really local. And okay, so there's a little on the back of here, there's just a little bit of info about the business. Her name's Elizabeth. Anyways, she's an oil painter too, and a one-of-a-kind weaver turned fiber enthusiast. Enjoys freestyling and not following studio rules. Oh, I like that. Yeah, that's nice. So anyways, it was fun to see her and meet her and pick up some new yarn from a new dyer. Is always fun. And like new as in this year on her bag, it had a stamp of the business name, and then it said established in 2023. So she has just started. So that was fun for her. And what I really went to that building for, we were looking at, remember, two of my knitters in the guild that I belong to, they bought those mending looms. I think it was called From Worth Mending, and they were amazing for darning socks, or even if you get like a rip in a sweater. So she had at the booth, she was showing a sweater that she was mending, and so you could do it for holes, or you could do it as, like visible mending if you wanted. Like that's what I was looking. She had this sweater with all these little patches on there. And I'm like, ooh, what could you do with that? Like that would be so fun. But I did not buy the kit. And I thought, okay, that'll be a purchase for another day.
Yeah, they were a little spendy, were they not?
They were $190. You got
for a little kit that has everything in it.
But and again, so she had a nice cloth bag with zippered bag, and it was it recycled furniture that was the
upholstery fabric, maybe.
I
don't know.
And then the wooden pieces of the loom, I think she said was old furniture pieces. And the metal was like bicycle spokes, I think she said.
Oh,
So
cool. So it's all reclaimed, repurposed.
yeah, yeah, which was really nice. So I'm thinking, and I will get one for sure, but I'm like, will I really use it? It's one of those things I want to use. Will I use it? For $200? That made me think a little bit about, and
Because
well,
you don't want to just take it home and put it somewhere and forget about it.
yeah, I would want to use it. So I thought, okay, I will definitely, I'm sure they will be around at shows again. I think somebody said that they were at KW. They remember seeing them at KW.
They
So
were at KW, yeah.
okay, well, maybe it was you that was telling me that. So I thought, you know what? They're around and you can also order online. So maybe it'll be a Christmas purchase for me. But anyways, yeah, so it was really fun to see her samples and her demonstrating how you used it. And so that was fun. I think that is all the actual yarn that I bought. So really that's not bad. Well, okay, Mary Maxim. Okay, so maybe that added up a little bit. But and then I grabbed a couple of tea towels. The booth that was beside you on the other side, they had some cute things. So I picked this up.
That's cute.
Yeah, I really like that.
Tea towel.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had all kinds of fun little they had notebooks with, fun knitty kind of alpacas and sheeps and whatnot
Yeah.
on them. And they had mugs.
Yeah, they had some fun things.
Trying to remember what all they had. Now, was that section of stuff, were they together with the yarn that was also in there? That was all one booth? Okay.
Yeah, that was all one booth. I heard him say, because I remembered they been farther down from you last year. And I remember him saying last year they had just had a single booth and this year they went for a double.
Yeah, well, so there was an aisle in between last year.
Yes.
So the one with the that was further down towards the basket lady that had all the wooden yarn bowls and all that stuff, they were at the right across from me at the aisle last year.
Okay.
So I was there and I was open
Yes.
and you could walk through and they were across the bit of an aisle from me.
Yes.
And then those people that were beside me, they were further down last year.
So they just swapped.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's it. Yeah, because they made a bit of a sitting area at the end. So they had to eliminate that center cross aisle to set up some picnic tables for people.
Yeah, they put a bunch of picnic tables indoor this year because last year they had them outside. It was kind of crappy out.
Yeah.
So I think they decided because it was going to be crappy out again this year, they kind of shuffled this all and made a seating area. They must have had a dozen, close to a dozen tables down there, maybe 10.
Yeah, there was a lot, and especially when you saw it filled with people, there was a lot of people there knitting and chatting. So I think that was all on their part to add that in there.
Yeah, it was a good idea.
Yeah. And then my last purchase was my book.
Oh yes, I love your book.
I know, and so
I would not be sad about having that book.
So if you guys are looking, you follow the yarn shows around, and what is it?
Grantham Books.
Some books. I know everybody says the same thing. They're like, oh my goodness, he lugs those books in and out to every show, and bookshelves and
full actual bookshelves.
Bookshelves.
Oh, it takes him forever.
Yeah. And I don't know, does he do it all by himself? He never has anybody in the booth helping him.
He's always by himself.
So he is a wonderful guy. He's always very chatty and very friendly. And and you guys all know I have a bit of a book addiction. And so I typically, what don't I know? Real, it's
You're just, Louise,
eh,
you just have a very addictive personality.
I know I'm
When you go in, you just go all in.
that is true. Don't know if
If
that's a good thing
anybody
or bad.
knows Louise, so she has lots of yarn and she has lots of books and she has lots of plants and I can't say anything. I have lots of plants too, but
Yeah, I know. So just for goodness sakes, I do not need a new hobby. My house cannot take
exactly.
me having a new hobby.
I know. And you live alone. I have to share mine with other
Yeah,
people.
I know I have all the space and I still fill it.
They should
I
all leave and then I could have a whole room. One of the bedrooms I could convert into a plant room.
you oh you could do that.
I could.
So I was so excited to find this book because I really wasn't looking for any books. I just went in there just to look around because I had bought a book or two there at Kitchener. So I thought, okay, there's nothing I was looking for. But I was just looked and this book was just sitting on the shelf like this. And I'm like, is it possible this is this book? I was taking this book out of the library on a regular basis over and over and just reading because it has a lot of
It's
um
full of history. I love it. Like you can
yeah,
just sit and read about all kinds of things.
yep. And I just loved this book. And I don't know when this was printed, but so the
I
book
know, but if
library was
you
a
ever
hard.
see another one, I want one too.
Okay. Well, this is the first time I have ever seen it. And as soon as I saw it, I'm like, I am buying this. And I was like 1984. 1984. And I had tried to order it like on Amazon or I don't know, somewhere. And I think anyways, I couldn't get it. I think I had tried to pre-order it or something, and either they were going to like republish it, but I don't think it ever happened. So, anyways, now I have my very own copy. So this was a find.
Yeah, Marg says she got a tea towel. She has the same tea towel, but
Does
she
she?
kind of wishes she had bought the Christmas themed one with the penguins and trees and stuff instead.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Bernadette says you don't have to knit any of the patterns from knit books. They're just lovely to read and visually inspiring.
Really.
Absolutely.
Okay, and see here, I thought that was all I bought. Apparently, it was not.
Oh yeah, she got blankets.
I got blankets. And okay, what did you just say? When I go in, I go all in. I went to buy one blanket and I walked out with three.
I can't say anything because how many blankets have I bought from her?
I know.
Last year I came home with 3.
Yeah. And last year I did not buy any from her.
And I'm
And
pretty sure the year before that I bought 2 from her. Yep.
I know. And we saw this one. So because she was right kind of kitty corner to you. And when you finished setting up, we went over, chatted with her and took a look. And I saw this blanket. And this is all 3 that I bought are mohair blankets. And I loved this blue because I remember last year I had seen there was one very similar to this, but it was oranges and I didn't buy it. And it sold because it was beautiful. But I have thought about it all year long about this orange blanket that I did not buy. So when I saw that she had this blue one, I still waited to midday and it was still there. So I thought, okay, it's a sign.
I really wanted the 2 bright pink blankets, but I couldn't bring myself to buy them because the ones I bought last year are still sitting upstairs in the bag.
Oh, well, this one here, I want to just put down here.
Yeah.
And use. And so
well,
then when I
the 2 I got were cot blankets to go in the trailer, but I didn't put them in the trailer because we didn't camp. It wasn't cold when we camped.
that is a good thing.
Yeah.
So, I was so focused. She had like a trunk, I think, sitting on the floor, and she had a few blankets in there. And I was like just focused on the blue one. So I picked up the blue one, and then I realized there was a red one sitting beside it. And I thought, oh, that might be able, I'm putting on my interior designer hat here, thinking I could switch out the blankets, right?
Oh,
And
this one will be good for Christmas time.
exactly. So, and but it does have a hole in it. Yeah, so, but I thought, well, that's okay.
Yeah, it don't matter.
And it was only $10 because it was not, it was damaged. But I thought, wouldn't this look lovely? I could just, how do they do that in magazines? Drape it over somewhere, have a pair of ice skates sitting up beside it or something, But I thought this could be my Christmas blanket. And then, because I've like tunnel vision, I look at there's a third blanket in this trunk, and I'm like, well, that's my color too. So my new motto is, don't spend all this time debating and humming and hawing back and forth, like, which one should I get? It's like,
just buy them all.
Buy them all. So, but look at this one. Look how pretty this one is. And this
I
one,
like that.
I know. I'm like, oh, I'm so happy I got all of them. But again, this one has a spot in it as well. So it was another $10 blanket. So
nice.
Really? I know. I am just so happy. So okay. Look, I'm going to be so fashionable with all my blankets. I can just switch them out. Except
do they smell fresh?
They do. Yeah.
Not too bad.
Nope, not too bad. Yep, they smell fine. So I think Daisy will love this, which yes, I don't know.
That's the problem I have. So one of my plaid wool blankets is folded up on my footstool. And the other one is folded up and it's up on the back of the couch. And they were always covered, like they keep getting covered in dog hair is the problem that I have.
Yeah.
But I wash them every once in a while.
So, just on gentle, right? And so,
yeah. Nikki, they've all been washed. She washes them all.
Mm-hmm.
She gets them from vintage shops and stuff like that. She does a lot of vintage shows. So she collects through the year, and the stuff she has is like unbelievable.
Well, it was, so I was just gonna say, yeah, so these are all Hudson Bay blankets. Yeah. So it says on here, it says seal of quality, 75 mohair, 20, what? Oh, I'm looking, that math doesn't add up. 75 mohair, 20 wool, and 5% nylon. So yeah, they're what's I gonna say? Anyways, I'm happy with, I really like these blankets. I really like them, so I'm happy. Oh yeah, I was gonna say her booth was busy. Like, I don't think that woman sat down. I had to wait. I was holding 3 blankets and I could not even get to her to pay for them. I have no idea how she even had a bathroom break until.
Yeah, and she's there all by herself.
She's there all by herself. I know. I'm thinking next year. Well, no, I don't know, except she's super busy. I'm thinking I should offer to like let her have a pee break or something, right? But her booth was busy. I think people definitely, that's one booth that people were making sure they went to, because she was full all day long. So it's kind of like, we don't get to see the other booths, right? To see which ones are like the other buildings. Because there's
I didn't go anywhere this year.
No, you didn't have a chance. So, and then
No.
there was the other, like the other little barn one, and then there was you're an outdoor barn, and then there's the two buildings that are attached that are
Yeah, the main building and the one connected to it.
that have heat
So,
in it.
so Nikki is very insistent that you should put those blankets with the holes, put them in the freezer for a few days. Just because if they've had moths, the eggs
Oh,
can be hard to see and washing doesn't always get them out, she says.
possibly, possibly. Um, yeah, I don't know. I could do that. I would, I mean, yeah, it's never a bad idea to be careful for that.
Yeah.
But I would think hopefully by the time if she's washed them and they've been carted in and out, in and out, in and out, hopefully most anything that would be in there has fallen out, but I could definitely do that.
Yeah. So the three I got last year, two of them were cot blankets, and they're like not, one of them's not quite a single, and the other one is a single.
Hmm.
And then the other one is a big throw, similar to kind of what you got, but it's much heavier, and it's got a big fringe on two of the ends. And I really like it, but I don't love the fringe. I'm sort of thinking I might see if I can
Take it off.
take the fringe off, but
Ah,
we'll see. You know, a year ago I bought them. It's still in the bag up in my room on the floor. Oh, here comes a squirrel with a walnut, and he's probably going to come and try and bury it in one of the pots on my deck. Oh, he took a flying leap and almost missed. I go out there, my empty pots, and they've dug all kinds of holes, dug all kinds of holes in my pots. Crazy.
oh, I
Squirrels.
know. I know. Squirrels are very active in my garden too.
They
So I
are.
was gonna say to Nikki about that, about the moth thing on the red blanket. When I looked at that hole, it didn't remind me of like a moth eaten. It's more like the threads have been pulled. So, but really, it's not a bad idea anytime if it's, especially when things have been vintage, if they've been sitting around, to be careful. But anyways, yeah. So I'm super.
Squirrel. I know, right, Marianne? They just make you watch them.
Oh, squirrels.
So I have some stuff to show that's not, purchases. Now that we're an hour in and we haven't even got to any knitting. Oh, you showed your scarf.
I should have my
So
stuff.
you'll remember I knit my socks for my uncle out of the DK, and then I used the leftovers to make myself some socks, which I have now finished. Yay! And I tell you, I got my money's worth out of these socks because I knit one whole sock, and then I knit the next sock up to just past the heel. These are toe up.
Yes.
And yeah, they were too big. The foot was too long. It was, yeah. I thought I could just let it go and just them be too big, but no, they were a lot too big. Like 4 or 5 rows too big. Like there was no negative ease. They were,
Yeah, you had.
yeah.
Pasture.
So
See, that is kind of the one disadvantage of toe up.
well, it's
Is
not if you've done it, like
well, yeah, once
my
you're
regular socks, I can knit them all and I know how big, in fingering weight because I've knit a lot. But in DK, you don't know. And a few rows makes a big difference. So the second sock, I ripped it out to back before the increases for the heel and reknit the whole sock. Or sorry, reknit the rest of the sock. And then the first sock I made, I went back, ripped it all the way down, and then reknit the whole sock. And now they fit beautifully. So I almost knit these socks twice.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So instead of 35 rows on the foot, I think I did 30.
Okay. Well, see, yeah, and now you know for your next DK pair for you, you know
Yeah.
exactly.
But I love these. Oh my goodness. Like so squishy and warm. And honestly, they don't feel, when you have them on, they don't feel a whole lot thicker than wearing like the Croy, but they sure do knit up fast. So I'm quite pleased. They're done. They're my Scrappy project because I used up leftovers.
Okay. All right.
And I have like the smallest little bit left of both colors, like a teeny little ball. So I did good.
Excellent. That's wonderful.
And you wrote down the length for DK weight down for the next time. Yes, Jude, absolutely. In my little, so I use the same pattern for all my socks. And at the top of the page, I wrote down DK me, and I wrote down how many rows for the foot and how many stitches I use. I think these are 48 stitches. Yeah, because I did my uncle's 56.
Okay.
48 stitches.
So now you're set.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yay. So now I can cast on a pair of socks with one of my new balls. I almost did last night, but you know what? I had lost my stitching mojo there for what, like 2 months almost. Well,
Is it
I'm
back?
back. I'm back at the stitching. So
Uh,
as soon as I finished these socks, well, I think I stitched one other night before they were done. But I finished the socks this week, and all I've done since is stitch. So I'll show you my stitching. And of course, here we are again. I've been working on this pattern for 6 months now because I started it last April, early April. This is With the Needle 2 by Leela Studio. So I'm just going to zoom in here because the top, I have these 3 done. I have this whole border done, and I was working on this page here. No, I lied. I have this 3 done, this border, and I'm working on this page right here. I'm going to say, I don't remember a snowflake. I didn't just do a snowflake. So here's where I'm at.
It's so pretty. I love the, flowers and birds.
So since I showed it last, I think I was working down here. I had not done the urn. So I put in this row, and I only have 2 and a bit rows left, or maybe 2 rows, because I think the bottom row isn't a full row. Anyways, so I've done all this part of the bottom border. The page end is actually in the middle of this flower right at the bottom. So I almost have a page finish. I have a half a butterfly to do for the page and the rest of this alphabet. But I did this whole thing this week. And I think I did the urn and worked on this bottom border last week when I had a little bit of time. But yeah.
That's good. It's coming along great.
It is coming along. And I'm hoping that maybe this week I can work along without moving my Q-snap, because I really want to show you the whole thing when I move it.
Yeah.
So maybe I can kind of get to a point where I don't have to move the Q-snap until next Saturday morning.
Okay.
Yes, Bernadette, DK socks are very quick.
Yeah, I saw she's knitting them too. I know. I think that I may have to do that. Try some DK.
Yeah, they're much faster. They're definitely much faster.
I'm good. I'm all about anything that's quick.
So my goal for this pattern, my goal is to be close to a finish when I go to Stitch North next year in April.
Wouldn't that be amazing to show that as a finish there?
Because I started this just prior to going to Stitch North last year, or earlier this year in April.
Oh, well, then I think that is a very doable goal.
But I've been monogamous on this for a whole year, and it's like I'm starting to get bored. Anyway,
Focus.
I know, right? Focus. So I have a Halloween stitch that I pulled out that I might what's next week's the 28th. That'll be perfect. So I'm kind of thinking I might kit it up today or tomorrow and work on it. It's a small stitch, just as a little bit of a palette cleanser for a bit.
Yes.
Thanks, everybody.
Doing a little Halloween project would be fun.
Yeah, I kind of thought so.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start a new pair of socks. I want to knit some more on I want to get my sweater to where I have to pick up and start working on the yoke.
Okay, yoke. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, across the back.
I was thinking shoulders. Shoulders was what I was thinking.
Yoke is the correct term.
Excellent. All right. Well, I look forward to seeing sweater progress from you.
We'll see what happens. I might cast on a new pair of socks and do nothing but knit socks and stitch all week. Who knows?
All right. Just leave us in suspense. We'll come back.
Yeah, but I have no crazy work schedule now because we're done shows for the year. And speaking of that, I have lots of leftovers this year. I mean, the show was good, don't get me wrong, but I came home with way more than I thought I would. And so I do have 6 baskets left over. If anybody's interested, I'm going to try and get some pictures. The weather is crappy.
Yeah.
And I take all my pictures outside on my deck. So we'll see what happens. It's too windy today. So maybe tomorrow it'll be a little more quiet and I can take pictures of those. But I have some more new knit night bags I'm going to list that I took pictures of before the show. So just some new prints that I had with me.
Yeah,
so.
They're all pretty.
Yeah, and I got 6 baskets left over, and I had 8 or 9 knit night bags I came home with. One I sent out for an order, so there's like 8 of them down there.
So that's perfect, like to have a little bit of stock ready for people for holiday shopping.
Yeah, well, they can just go out the door right ahead, or right away. But holding stock, I don't have room for it, so it's gotta go. It's gotta go. Anyway, I got invited. Is it International Knit in Public Day next year on June 8th?
Yeah. Yeah.
I got invited to come and vend at an event at Bronte Creek Provincial Park, which is down by Oakville.
Yes. Yes.
And so I'm thinking it might be a camping weekend.
That would be fun. I mean, that's close to home.
And it's the day before my birthday. And I might need a helper to come with me and spend the weekend.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Have to be, willing to stay in the trailer with me, though.
I'm fine with that. Can I bring one of my blankets and I can interior design your trailer?
Sure you can, on your side.
Well, that would be fun. Knit in Public Days are fun. That would be a fun weekend.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, that sounds interesting.
Knit public days again are like Thanksgiving weekends. They can either be you need shorts, t-shirt, and sunscreen, or you need your winter coat.
That's right. Well, we had a beautiful one this year because we had our family picnic that day, and
Yeah,
I'm foregoing the family picnic on that day so I can go there.
you go there.
So now I'm trying to find another date for the family picnic that everybody's like, oh, I'm busy. Oh, I'm busy.
Oh, that
So
will, I will have to check that. I'll have to
it's
check.
June 8th. It's the weekend of June 8th.
Okay. I'll have to check the calendar because we always do our family picnic. Oh,
Oh,
hopefully.
there you go, Marg. So you have to pay to get into the park. It's a provincial park. So it's like $15 for your vehicle to go in for the day. So that means you bring friends.
There you go. Carpool. Yes.
That's right. All right. That's it for me.
That's it for you. All right. Yeah, we're went a little over our hour.
That's
So
okay. We missed last week. So
yeah, that's right. So we had extra to talk about. And
that's right.
all right. Well, everybody, have a great weekend and a good knitting week. I'm hopeful for some good progress this week. We'll
See
see.
what happens.
I'm excited to see what you do if you cast on something or you work on your sweater.
Yeah. Well, I got to have something more exciting to show than the same old, same old. So my socks are done. Woohoo.
That's
2
exciting.
pairs.
Thanks. Yeah, good job. Good job.
All right. Everybody have a great weekend and we will see you next